Home series. Hey guys, it's Pam. Not sure if you just heard me when I said that, but anyway, welcome to the Abundant Home series. Today we are going to talk about setting up for success. We're talking about setting up your business to ensure that you are as successful as possible. And for some reason, this thing is stuck or something. I don't know what's going on here. We're going to try that again. It's the first time I've done screen share, so bear with me. Currently, what you're looking at is the top of my computer desk. Okay, I think we got it right now. Maybe not. Hey, hey, I think that's it. Now, what I am going to do real quickly, if y'all will just bear with me, I am going to go to my link to make sure that this is broadcasting and that I'm not just talking to myself. Let's see, something's happening. Hey, 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 we're live. Okay. All right, let me try and get rid of some of this junk on here. Okay, so one more thing. Sorry, bear with me. If you've been following along with me in my Abundant Home series, you'll know that this doing the Hangouts is something that I'm new to, something that I just started just this past month. So it's not something I have a great deal of experience at, but here's the thing. And honestly, it's a little bit uncomfortable for me because it's not something I'm experienced at. Here, want to invite people. Also, you can go to my Facebook page and send me a message if you like. If there's something that you want me to talk about in particular, let me know. Share some things, questions you may have about what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to go ahead and close it out for now, though. Okay, so back to what we're talking about today, setting up for success. And thank you so much for your patience while we got through that. It's all about being a good scout and being prepared. Here's the deal. When you decide to go into business, when you've decided that you want to run your own business online or offline, you need a plan. You've got to have some type of, you can see here, it says prepare for greatness. You have to have some type of plan. You can't go, let's say you wanted to open a restaurant. You can't just go to a bank and say, hey, would you loan me some money? I want to open a restaurant. They're going to have a whole bunch of questions for you. Where are you going to open it? How many square feet? What area is it going to be in? What food are you going to serve? How much money do you need to borrow? How much are you going to put down? There is a bunch that they have to do if you decided to do that, to open a restaurant, to open a shop, a store of some sort that you wanted some backing for. You've got to go through some hoops, and they want to know what your business plan is. If you're opening an internet business, or you're doing some online marketing, or you're joining an MLM or something like that, you don't have to go to anybody else and say, hey, here's my plan. However, you need that for yourself. You need to know where you're going. You need to set up. I'm going to take away the word need. It is best for you to prepare for what's ahead. And the people I'm talking to, if you're watching this, more than likely you're already in a business. And if you're like me, now there are those personality types out there that do this no matter what. They're going to be prepared for everything. God bless you, because that is just not my personality type. I tend to be one that just jumps in and then later go, oh, I should have had a plan. And if you're like me, then if you didn't have a plan before, now's the time to start. If you're looking at opening your own business, now's the time to start. Go ahead and set yourself up so that you can have success. Not only have success, but have it sooner and have it greater than those who aren't prepared. Part of setting up for your success is setting an intention or a goal. When we get into business, into MLMs, network marketing, internet marketing, in the beginning, for most of us, if we're honest, the goal is, I want to get rich. Okay, that's fine. That can be part of your goal. Of course, rich is going to be defined differently for every person. What is rich for you? But there's a process. There's a process to getting rich, quote unquote. So how are you going to get there? How are you going to get rich? There's a process. That's what I want you to do, is set that intention, set your goals so that you can get to what it is that you want. And if you don't have a goal, the saying goes, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Well, what is your goal? Is it to quit your job? Is it to buy a better house? Is it to send your kids to college? Is it to retire your parents or your spouse? What is or at least what you see as your ultimate end goal right now? What does that look like? And I would not start, at least in the beginning, I would keep it fairly short, a fairly short goal, 6 months at the most. So start with 6 months to, anywhere from 90 days to 6 months. Oftentimes it's really hard for us to see beyond that. So that's why I'm suggesting that you start with either a 90-day goal or a 6-month goal. Let's say you have a 6-month goal, then break it down into 90 days. So in other words, if you want in 6 months to be generating $5,000 a month in profit, then 90 days from now, that's halfway. I'd say your goal may be to have $2,500 in profit, as an example. Break that down from 90 days. You want to break it down into monthly goals. Break your monthly goals into weekly goals and your weekly goals into daily goals, because ultimately it's what you do every day on a consistent basis that's going to get you to the promised land, that's going to get you to succeeding at that 90-day goal or that 6-month goal. And here's a suggestion for you. Write them down. For example, at the beginning of each month, let's start with last month. This is October. Last month in September, on I think it was August 31st. It may have been actually September 1st. I sat down with pencil and paper and said, here are my main goals for this month. I want to generate this dollar amount this month. I want to recruit this many people this month. I want to begin a weekly hangout series. Those were my goals. It was just 3. That's all I had for the month. But then I broke those down into weekly goals. So each week I had a goal of, okay, let's say, for example, I wanted to recruit 10 people in the month, then over a 4-week period, I want to recruit roughly 3 to 4 people each week. Well, I would say 4. I think I said 4 the first week, 3 the second week, 3 the third week. If my goal was a certain dollar amount, then I broke that down, divided it by 4, and said, okay, my goal for this week is this many dollars. So that's what I'm suggesting, that you break it down week by week. Then what is it going to take to get you on a daily basis to get to that goal, to make that goal, to achieve that goal? So break it down into weeks, and then daily. Okay, if my goal is recruiting this many people this week, then I need to connect with this many people. I need to place this many ads, that sort of thing. That's what I'm suggesting, is that you break it down into small bites. Also, when it comes to the big picture and setting an intention and setting a goal, I did a series about, oh gosh, I don't know, it's been well over a year ago now, but it was called Design Your Life. And it's a video series I did that may help to broaden your mind about where you want to go eventually. You know, at some point, where do you want your life to be? What do you want your life to look like? And that really helps to then be able to break that down into those 6-month, 90-day, 1-month goals. If you have an idea, if you have a vision of where you're going, it helps to break those daily, weekly, monthly goals down into bite-sized pieces. Because if you're looking 6 months from now, I want to be doing, or let's say, let me change that. If I say my goal is to drive a Ferrari and to live in a mansion, okay, well, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. What does that mean for me on a day-to-day basis? What's it going to take for me to drive that Ferrari? What's it going to take for me to live in that mansion? Where's that mansion going to be? What color is my Ferrari going to be? So it does, you know, it's good for you to have that big vision, but you still need to be able to break that down into daily bite-sized pieces. So I highly recommend go on my YouTube channel and look for those videos, Design Your Life, because I go through a series of questions, things that you can answer, so then you can design your ideal day and know what you're shooting for. Okay, really, this is like #1 for me, personal development. I cannot express to you how crucial personal development is when you really, I mean, just for life. It's good just for life in general. I like my husband's not in business for himself. This isn't his choice of what he wants to do. He likes where he's working. He enjoys that. He has a passion for it. But even with that, even in your job, if you have a job, personal development is still great. It will help you, if you do this on a daily basis, it will help you with relationships with your spouse, with your parents, your family, your children, your friends, your co-workers, and help you to believe in yourself, develop a sense of belief in yourself, improve your self-esteem, help you to connect with others. It just, even if you're not going into business for yourself, personal development is just, I can't express enough how important it is. Audio and reading every day, every day. My suggestion would be to do 30 minutes of audio, at least 30 minutes of audio, and at least 30 minutes of reading every day. Now, what you listen to and who you read, well, that kind of depends on you, who you like, if there are particular people that you like to listen to, like to watch, like to read. For me, someone I've just discovered recently in the last 6 months or so, even though he's been around in this business for 30 years, is Jeffrey Combs. Love him. He's got kind of this tough, in your face kind of demeanor. He breaks it down into pieces that it's good for me. Like, I understand him. I know where he's coming from, and I can listen to what he's saying and not take things personally. And know that the things that he's saying to improve for people that are listening, to improve their life. So that's for me. He's not for everybody. So perhaps you like Anthony Robbins. Maybe you could go back and watch some old Jim Rohn videos on YouTube, or oh, it just totally escaped me. Bob Proctor. Love Bob Proctor. He's great to listen to. And as far as reading, of course, there is just a plethora. If y'all don't know, I love the word plethora. There is a plethora of reading material, of books, of audio books, books on CD, whatever that you can get your hands on, and cheaply in a lot of cases, from Amazon, from your local library. If you don't want to go out and actually pay for the books to begin with, at least go to your local library and check out their personal development self-help section and see what there is, what they have for you, that you can use in your day-to-day life. I cannot stress enough how important this is. Listening to audio consistently over the last few years has been absolutely life-changing for myself. There is not a way that you can listen and read every day for a consistent period of time and not begin to change. It's just going to be a result of you putting good stuff into your brain. And the sad thing is we put so much junk in there, and your brain is going to pick up and is going to behave and respond to whatever the majority of the information is that you're feeding it. What are you going to feed it? Are you going to feed it good stuff, or are you going to feed it garbage? Cannot express enough how important this is. Excuse me while I take a drink of my coffee. Also, I did a video quite some time ago. It's called A Growth Mindset. I would recommend, if you're on my YouTube channel, check that out. And it talks about this, about broadening your personal scope, basically broadening your brain to be able to be different. And let's face it, if you want to be successful in business, you're going to be different. You're not going to be like everybody else. If it was easy and everybody could do it, or just anybody could do it, everybody would be doing it. It's not. It's not. It's something you have to work at. So check that video out. I think it's Having a Growth Mindset or something like that, about a growth mindset. That's on my channel. All right. Next, identify your audience. Here's the idea. You want to find your ideal customer, your ideal client, or it's also called your target market. You're not for everybody. You're not going to speak to everybody. You don't want just anybody and everybody joining you in business. If you are a 25-year-old single person without any children, it may be difficult for you to target a 40-something with children, or a 30-something with children, and a 50-something with grandchildren. If you are in the sales profession, it may be difficult for you to target people who are in, what's the word I'm looking for? In a more technical type profession. If you're, anyway, let me get off of that and just say you need to identify who it is that you're talking to. You're not talking to everybody. You don't want just any Joe Schmo off the street on your team. So figure out, for example, let's go back to that restaurant example. If I'm opening a restaurant, I want to know who is in the neighborhood that I'm opening my restaurant. Is it typically younger people? Or is it an older crowd? Is it people with, if they're the older crowd, then you would tend to lean to they're more settled, they have a little bit more cash, a little more free cash. So perhaps I can charge a little more than if I were to open it in a younger neighborhood. What type of food do they like? So these are things that you want to know about your audience, not the food, because we're not in the restaurant business, however, but for your business. What TV shows do they watch? What are some of their hot buttons? What are some of their problems? These are the things that it's good for you to know, because if you know their problems, if you can identify with them, you can express to them, hey, look, I've been there, I am there, I know what it's like, and I know how to help you change your situation. Knowing your target market is an important part of knowing how to carry out the rest of your business. And by the way, we're going to break these down in following weeks. We'll break these down into individual little bites and go a little bit deeper into what each one of these points, just get a little more information about each one of these points, and helping you to dig a little deeper to understand, what do you need to know about your target market? Or with the other pieces, exactly how do I go about setting an intention? Be a little more specific about those kind of things. So we'll go into some more information, some deeper information about your target market in following weeks. And if there's something that you want to know about that, if there's questions you have about it, please connect with me on Facebook or on this video, under this, where this is being recorded. It'll be on my YouTube channel. Send me questions there. Or, if there's something you want me to talk about in specific, let me know. All right, so knowing your target market. Once you know your target market, you need to talk to them every day, marketing daily, and that really depends on what type of business you have. If your business is more person to person, then perhaps social media is going to be better for you, which really social media is great for any business. But if you're connecting one-on-one, and that's more important than Facebook, being able to connect with people on Facebook or on LinkedIn. Also, when it comes to marketing, you need to know what your budget is, your marketing budget. Do you have a budget where you can go out and buy some leads or buy some ads? Or do you have little to no budget, but you have some time? You've got more time where you can create YouTube videos, you can blog, you can do those connections with people on Facebook. It depends on what your budget is as to where you're going to pour the majority of your time into marketing. Sorry, just checking my notes. But I will say this, no matter what kind of business you are, I've heard this frequently, and I absolutely believe it, especially to help get you going. Be everywhere. Even if you are an offline business, you still need to have an online presence. Even if it's just Facebook, even if you can, if you're connecting with somebody, you have an offline business, but you can say, hey, connect with me on Facebook. Here's my Facebook address. I'd love to, get to know you a little better. And we can't see each other on a day-to-day basis. I can't necessarily talk to you for 15 to 30 minutes every day, but we can get to know each other on my Facebook page or through Twitter or whatever. Facebook tends to be, from what I see, more personal, where people can get into a little bit more, sharing of your personal life, as far as, what's your day-to-day life like, and what's your family life like, and things like that. That helps people to get to know you and connect with you. And look, there are going to be some people who may connect with you and go, I have no clue how I can relate to this person. I don't understand their sense of humor. I don't like the way they dress their children, whatever it is. There's going to be people that you're not going to connect with, that don't like you for whatever reason. That's okay. That's okay. You're not for everybody. Again, we're not targeting everybody, and not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. But be everywhere. I definitely would suggest having an online presence, particularly if you are in internet marketing. That it's great if you can have a blog, to be on Facebook, to be on Twitter, to be on Instagram, to have a YouTube channel, to I totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, be everywhere. Now, You can't be everywhere all at once. It's going to take some time, you know, spend some time setting up your Facebook page, spend some time putting a couple of videos on YouTube, that sort of thing. It's going to take some time for you to kind of get everywhere. As far as blogging, some people, I know Lisa that was with me last week, my friend Lisa, who was on the Hangout with me last week, she hates blogging. Okay, well then make videos, and you can put videos to your blog. What you want is as many ways for people to find you as possible, so that if they go in and search your name, you're going to come up somewhere. If you've got information out there online, then you're going to come out. Your information is going to come up to them somewhere, so they know how to connect with you, or maybe spy on you for a little bit. But anyway, marketing daily, and this includes your income producing activities. Income producing activities are going to be, you know, one of those is going to be marketing daily. So how are you going to market? That's what you need to figure out. And again, we'll break this down a little bit further in following weeks. I know that's a real broad stroke of paint there about marketing. Part of marketing is going to be connecting with people. How you connect with people is going to vary based on what your business is. Again, Facebook, Instagram, blogging, putting ads on Craigslist, learning how to get traffic, and then talking to those people. Certainly, if you're in internet marketing, network marketing, I highly recommend setting up an autoresponder, so that, you know, some people may only have contact with you one time, and that one time in that one day, they may not have been ready to get into business with you. They may be having a bad day. They may, you know, have had some illness recently, or some family turmoil, or maybe they were just in a bad mood that day and they didn't want to get into business with you. If you have an autoresponder and you have a way that you can connect with them routinely, even if they don't connect with you on Facebook, even if they don't connect with you on Instagram or any other social media or your blog or whatever, if you have an autoresponder and you bring them to that autoresponder, you still have a way to connect with them until or unless the time comes that they say, unsubscribe, I no longer wish to get any information that comes from you. You know, when you connect with them on your autoresponder, it may be the 3rd or 8th or 20th time that you send an email out to them that they're finally at a point where they're like, oh, okay, I'm ready now. I like this person. I like what they have to say. The business looks like a good business model. I like the idea of this. It's something I can do. Yeah, I'm ready now. I know I've heard of people and have known people who have had people on their subscriber list, on their autoresponder, that they've been sending emails to for over a year. You know, it might be 6 months, but I know one in particular that I remember him talking about, who was on his list for a couple of years before finally deciding to come on board and join a business with them. So can't underestimate the value of having an autoresponder. It's just another way to connect with people. Developing a system, and again, this goes back to your IPAs, your income producing activities. It is vital to have some type of organizational skills, to organize your business in a fashion so that you get your IPAs done first. Your income producing activities are first. For example, I have a planner, and it's a big one. I started off with a little one, now I've got a big one, and it's broken down into hours of the day. And every day I've got written on there, here's the first things I'm going to do today. I'm going to place, excuse me, I got a cough. Excuse me. I'm going to place 2 to 3 ads right off the bat. And I have a particular place where I place my ads. I'm going to respond to emails. You know, sometimes people will send me Once I've gotten them as a lead, they'll send me a message and say, hey, I don't quite understand, or look, I saw that ad you placed. Maybe they're not on my list yet, but they saw the ad and they're a little bit more, they're a little curious as to what I'm doing. So they'll send me an email that says, I'd like more information. So I respond to those emails. And that's just another way, again, of connecting with people, but it's in a systematic way. Another thing that I do on a daily basis is filling my orders. Any orders that I've had for people that have, wanted to join business with me, then I want to send an email out to them and say, hey, welcome. I also set aside some time where I can call them and say, welcome to the team. Glad you're here. How can I help you get set up? Is there any questions you have? What can I help you with? Here's my number. Call me if you need some help. Those are the things that I get done right off the bat, first thing in the morning, because I don't know what the rest of the day may hold. I may or may not be able to get to those things if I don't do them right away. So absolutely developing a system for how you're going to operate on a day-to-day basis. For myself, for right now, I am available Monday through Thursday during the daytime. Perhaps you're not. Maybe you're in a Monday through Friday 8 to 5 kind of job right now. Well, then you need to set aside some time to build your business in the evenings. Or if you don't want to interrupt your family time in the evenings, then you need to set aside some time on the weekends and say, hey, all day Saturday I'm going to do this, or for 4 hours Saturday, or whatever it is. Develop a system that works for you based on your day-to-day activities. You know what you've got to do every day. You know what's on your schedule every day. Find the time. Excuse me, let me change that. You're not going to find the time. Make the time. If it's important to you, you will make the time that is necessary to build your business and develop those habits. This becomes a habit. It is a habit to me right now because I've been doing it on a consistent basis, to place my ads right off the bat, to go to answer my emails. It's just become a habit, and habits are what make millionaires millionaires, because they've developed habits and they stick to them. They stick to those activities that are going to make them the most money, and they take care of them first. And that's what I suggest for you in your business, is to become consistent, develop that system, get that structure, be organized in your business to be successful, to make the most profits and the most of the time that you have. Celebrate every success. You're going to do some things that you're going to think, that's no big deal. Nobody cares about that. I got one lead. Whoop-de-doo. Well, let me tell you something. There's some people out there that hadn't figured out yet how to generate the first lead. So when you've got your autoresponder and you've got that one lead, you send that lead a message. You send that lead an email that says, hey, I just got a lead, my first lead. You want to know how I did it? And then you blast that everywhere. You put it on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on maybe not Instagram, on YouTube. You make a video, you tweet about it. And it's celebrating those successes, every success. And you may not think that it's something of significance, but if you have learned how to do something, you didn't know what that something was yesterday, and now you do. Well, guess what? There's somebody out there that still doesn't know. They're where you were yesterday. If you can help them get to where you are today, they're going to like you. And over time, you're going to pull in enough people that like you, that appreciate what you're doing, that appreciate the value that you give them, the information that you've given them that has helped them. And they will, enough people over enough time are going to join you in business simply because you are sharing how you are being successful. And it doesn't matter how big or how small you feel your success is. If you learned how to set up an autoresponder, share it. If you learned how to set up a fan page, share it. If you learned how to write an effective email headline, share it. Share everything you do and celebrate every success. And not only does this help to reach other people and help them to know, hey, you know, here's somebody that I can trust and that I can learn from. Not only will it do that, but if you take the time to do that, you'll realize just how far you've come. Just how far you've come from where you were when you got started. So absolutely share those successes with others and celebrate everyone. All right, that's all I've got for you. I am going to go to Facebook quickly just to see if anybody has any questions. All right, I'm going to look on my page here and see if y'all have any. I don't see any personal messages, so I'm guessing that you don't have any questions. But if you do, just send me a message on Facebook, send me a message, like I said, underneath this YouTube video. Or if there's more information about, you know, when I'm going through these individual, sorry, that's my husband going in and out. If there's more information that you want on one of these particular steps, geez, that was a hard word to come up with. If there's some information you want on these individual steps, let me know. I want to help you to build a better business, to build a better life. Even if you're not in business, I want you to develop a better life. So, and that's doable. Everybody can do it, and that includes you. So if there is something, some way that I can help you out, please let me know. If this has been of value to you, if you've enjoyed this, then please share it with other people. I want to help as many people as I can, pull as many people along on this success train as possible. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me again. I look forward to seeing you guys next week and whatever time in between. Bye, guys.